Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Living in Utah channel. Live question and answer session here Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Try to make it here every single week. It's an open forum. You're welcome to ask whatever kind of questions you want, whether you want to talk about the state of Utah, real estate, or maybe talk about the United States. I sometimes get people join us from other countries around the world. So if you got questions about the United States, glad to assist the best that I can. And I was just a little bit late. I was just watching the news on the Lisa Marie Presley. So it was kind of sad. Kind of sad, on a personal note too, to start thinking about these things. I'm a little older than Lisa Marie. And so when you see somebody around your age group pass away, it's sometimes a little bit of a shock, but also to appreciate the things that I do have going on. And yes, a little bit of a shock, but in the state of Utah this week, we experienced weather-wise a little bit of precipitation. Rain, snow in the mountains, not any snow along the valley floor much. If you're like on the east bench up, what we refer to as the east bench, which basically, as you go up the mountain, it's a little higher elevation, so you will get snow in those locations. But when we look down, like I-15 level, north to south, pretty much been rain all week. But that brings me to the first article. We talk about water. It has been a topic. I remember covering it many times during the summer months here about how we were in a drought, et cetera, and a little bit of a water crisis. Actually, during the summer months, some people considered a big water crisis. But right now, as of today, there was a new report out today. Utah's snowpack, and this is statewide measurement, and they did not produce any data comparing the northern end of the state with the southern end of the state. But anyways, we are at 189% of normal for this time of year. 100% of normal would be our average snowpack. We are 189, almost double, and we are only in the second week of January. So our water situation is very good. Ski resorts are doing fantastic. I imagine they're going to have some record profits this year. Great snow. A lot of people like the fresh powder, brings more people to the ski resorts. So more money to the state, more visitors. And with that, too, the state is already talking about they've got an excess of money, basically, and how they're going to spend it. And one of the topics that they're considering is to lower the state income tax rate. Now, in Utah, we pay a flat tax for state income tax. You get your deductions, et cetera, but it is, I think it's 4.95% across the board. So whether you're making $30,000 a year, $100,000, $1 million a year, it's going to be a fee. And I just talked to somebody 2 days ago from California, and they're considering moving out of California. And they said that their top income tax rate right now is 13%, but they are talking about raising that to 17%. And he worries that they'll also raise some of the other tax rates up. Anyways, that's the news I received. Somebody told me about. So interesting. But our snowpack doing really good. State of Utah has some excess money. They're looking to spend it or maybe cut some taxes. I'm all for income tax reduction. As we talk about snowpack, snowfall, ski resorts, what state in the whole country has the most snow at their ski resorts? Yes, state of Utah. 4 of our ski resorts have the most snow in the country. So, they put it. Alta ski area, 368 inches, the most in the U.S. Brighton, just a mile away or 2 miles away, just down the road, 351 inches. Snowbird is reporting 347 inches, and Solitude 330 inches. So we have the most snow in the country right now. Yes, I say very, very good for the skiing industry. The skiing industry does worry. I mean, they rely on snow so much. When we have a dry year, word spreads around to your diehard skiers that, Utah's got a dry, they're making snow. They're, you've got runs that have been shut down because of lack of snow, et cetera, et cetera. So word gets around. Sometimes people decide, well, I'm not going to go skiing in Utah this year. So it's great for the state. Ski resorts should do a booming business this year. And with the amount of snow, they should be able to stay open a little bit longer. And they this year they got to open a little earlier, so they should have a great profitable. And that also reflects to the state, because it's not only that. When people come from out of state or even people in the state, you stay in hotels, you stay in Airbnbs, you eat, you purchase gas, you rent cars. I mean, the money that is generated from the industry. Utah is a year-round revenue-generating state, because right now we're thinking about the ski industry, everything. But come the summer months, the spring, fall, we've got the national parks, all the outdoor recreation brings people from all over the world once again to the state of Utah. So it's busy year-round. So good. Other things in the news. Not particularly about the state of Utah, but when we're talking about real estate, there is a big demand on mortgage refinancing. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage last week dropped. This article says it dropped to 6.42%. So there's been quite a few people that are getting in on the refinancing. Especially if they're 7% and above loans. So that's happening now. And that's kind of the game plan some people are taking right now in the housing market, is to get in now. And if the rates go lower, they'll take advantage of that and they'll do a refinance. If the rates go higher, well, they're already locked into this particular rate that they have today, and see how it goes. But in the meantime, they are owning a home. They have all the joys of owning a home, not having to report to a landlord, et cetera, and they are also paying principal payments and interest payments on that loan. So you are reducing your debt every single month, as opposed to giving it to a landlord and you do not get the money back. So anyways, that's what's happening on that front. Yeah, mortgages, a little bit of an uptick there. And we'll see how things go. I don't know. I thought the Federal Reserve was supposed to meet this week. I know the Federal Reserve Chairman was, I believe, in Europe somewhere yesterday and made a spoke. Didn't really give us any kind of direction on where they're going with interest rates, et cetera, et cetera. CPI numbers were out today. The numbers were what they expected. Unemployment, items like that. One thing that I looking at some of the reports today on the unemployment, we are seeing, or the country is seeing, an increase in what they call white collar job losses. Some of the higher paying jobs are disappearing. And they mentioned many companies, from Facebook to Intel. A lot of the big companies have reduced or laid off some of their higher paying workforce. I guess that's the best way to put it, as opposed to saying, white collar jobs. And they're seeing a decrease in that particular sector, but your entry level jobs, we're not seeing the job losses in that sector. And part of the issue that some of the articles referred to was there might be some job losses, but there's still a hiring shortage, so people can quickly find another job in some of the, I guess you would consider lower paying jobs, I guess. So what we're seeing on the unemployment front is some higher paying jobs that are disappearing. So I was trying to see if any of the reports stated if some of those particular jobs, people are finding other jobs with other companies with, similar pay and benefits, et cetera, et cetera. But I haven't been able to find anything on that particular bit. But so we'll keep an eye on that, because the overall unemployment really hasn't been changing a whole lot. But where they're noticing the job losses is in the white collar jobs. So we'll keep an eye on that and see where we go, see if it changes our economy. But I think for the time being, maybe not. Any questions this evening? Post them up in the thing. Glad to answer anything that I can. If not, we will call it a week this week, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. Hoping to have a great weekend. We are planning head out, maybe do some snowmobiling this weekend. Really want to get the snowcat out. That's my preference, is to get the snowcat out. I really enjoy these days. I mean, I was a big snowmobiler and I love to let it rip in the fresh snow, but I do enjoy the backcountry, taking a snowcat into the backcountry, seeing some amazing wildlife, some amazing scenery. Over the last 5 to 10 years, it's been a passion of mine. So hopefully we're due to leave tomorrow night, and we're going to head up to the farm and take the snowcat out and spend a little bit of time on the weekend enjoying some of the snow. Any questions from anybody? I'm going to call it an evening. I appreciate everybody who joined us. And if you do have any questions, you can always reach me by email, text, or phone. Take care. Stay safe.